Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Danny and today I wanted to talk to you guys about Gfriend's new album called Labyrinth. On Monday they did release the title track for this mini album, which is Crossroads. And since then I've been listening to that song on repeat as well as the rest of the album because I wanted to give you guys my honest opinion about every single one of the songs. As a buddy for a long time, I do keep up with Gfriend's music and I am so happy to see them evolve and try new concepts. However, when it was announced that Big Hit Entertainment was going to acquire xoxo Music Entertainment, which is Gfriend's label, I was a little bit scared that perhaps their concept overall would change. But I'm glad to say that that was not the case. They did improve a little bit the quality of their dance practices because now they have the same practice room as BTS. However, the rest is pretty much intact. Now going back to the album. So Crossroads is something very typical for Gfriend. That doesn't mean that I didn't like it. What I mean by that is the fact that they keep the same Gfriend DNA that we so freaking much love. We have everything from amazing vocals, it is so epic, and it's all about friendship. This entire work of art is all about friendship and the struggles from going from like adolescent to adulthood and how you deal with perhaps the conflicts with your friends and how you move on without leaving them behind, and even the nostalgia that you can feel about your childhood or adolescence and what you leave behind. I freaking love because they keep the same concept as they did for a very long time because they always talk about the friendship and it's a central point in their music. Even though I never really understand their MVs, they seem to be so complicated, there's too much going on. Some MVs are very simple and I'm like, I get it, it's all about friendship, they love each other, cool. And some others I'm like, ooh, what? So someone is dead, but we don't know exactly who, but they are not fighting, but then we jump through time and actually they're not fighting anymore. And it's a little bit too complicated. It's something that I know a lot of fans of K-pop groups love, all the theories and everything, but I ain't got time for that. Honestly, I love music and that really gets me going, but when it comes to sort of trying to guess all the mysteries of an MV, I'm like, yeah, it can be fun for like 5 minutes, but then I'm lost. But I still like the effort and it is so freaking beautiful every single time that I'm like, not complaining. I'm not understanding it, but I'm not complaining. So yeah. So, going back to the album, we have 6 new tracks here and we already talked about Crossroads, link in the description down below, and we will be starting out with Labyrinth, which is actually the second song that they have been performing on music shows, and they did release a dance practice for it as well. From the very beginning of the track I was like, this is my shit, I freaking love this type of song, and every single time that they do release songs like this, I think it was Rainbow, I'm not quite sure about the title, but that song was my jam, and it's something alongside of Labyrinth. I freaking love it. And even, let's go back to the title of this album, it is called Labyrinth and you have Crossroads and all of those titles which can really go alongside of the deeper meaning of going towards adulthood and being lost, of not knowing who you are and not wanting to lose other people around you because perhaps you will grow apart from one another. And that can honestly feel in the Crossroads MV. Going back to Labyrinth. I freaking loved it. It is amazing. My favorite track on this album. It is very J-pop-ish because we have amazing synths. It is so energetic. We have electric guitar as well. And it is a mixture of everything, but it's such a good mixture that you're just like, whoo, was not expecting to like it so much. The dance practice as well was so freaking cool. They had a bunch of dancers, so it's all the much more hyped because you just have so many people and the choreo is so freaking strong. Gfriend's choreo is always so freaking cool, but this one just took it to a whole nother level, and I even prefer this one to Crossroads, even though I know it is a title track, but I feel like Labyrinth was such a good contender to be the title track as well. Sad that it wasn't the case, but it's still good that they are performing it on music shows and whatnot. So Love it. As per usual, their vocals are pretty amazing, all 6 of them, even though we have Yuju and Yana being the ones having the most lines, they are still so freaking good, every single one of them. I just love it when it comes to the center and they have their high notes with that hand movement. You know it's going to be an epic high note every single time they do this with the hand here. And honestly, chills, so freaking amazing. The 3rd track on this mini album is Here We Are, and that chorus got me chills. I freaking love this track as well. I have to say, it is really close to being like the 3rd favorite track on this album. Labyrinth and From Me are really good. Here We Are is like my 2nd or 3rd favorite track on this album. But going back to the track, it is a very soft pop ballad-ish with a huge explosion in the chorus. That high note with the Here We Are is so freaking cool, especially because lately we've had countless songs where the chorus is just like the title of the song, set in like a almost shouting version, and then beat drop. There's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes it's kind of cool of having a proper chorus and having someone sing their hearts out and having so much emotion. And with Gfriend, we always have those songs in which you just feel like they're having a meltdown, but they are just going for it, and their high notes are so freaking cool. Honestly, Sunrise is still like my number 1 for Gfriend, especially in terms of vocal. Every single time that they listen to the track, I'm like comparing it and be like, no, Sunrise is still good. But it's not to say that this one isn't, it's just the fact that they managed to bring so much emotion to the chorus in particular that you're just like, wow. The 4th one is Eclipse, and this one really surprised me because it does have a very Latin sort of influence to it, which I was not expecting in this album. We all know that Gfriend sometimes releases songs that have a little bit of a Latin influence. A lot of K-pop groups do the same thing. It adds a little bit of fun to this album, which does have quite a lot, but in a new way, especially because it is like a pop Latin influence to it. So I thought it was really nice, really upbeat. It's definitely not one of my favorite songs here on this album. Then moving on to the 5th song on this album, we have Dreamcatcher. And of course I thought about the group. That has nothing to do with it. But either way, going back to Gfriend. So Dreamcatcher starts out with a very mysterious vibe, which is not really common for Gfriend in a sense. And especially in this album, we've had everything but not really mysterious, dark sort of vibe. And I must say, this is a song that is like up there in those songs that I freaking love of Gfriend. It is indeed a nice change to the rest of the album. I feel like the 3 first songs were really like coherent in the way they were built. It kept the same sort of structure and they were going for the same sort of style. But then with Eclipse and Dreamcatcher, and even with From Me, I think that they sort of try new styles and new sort of concepts while still being Gfriend. It's not like all of a sudden they change who they were. But then after that intro, the rest of the song is pretty standard to Gfriend's style. And then the last song on this mini album is From Me, which starts out with the acoustic guitar, and I'm like, ooh, when they start out with the acoustic guitar, I know I'm going to love it. They keep on mentioning, even in the lyrics, how they are afraid of this darkness and the person that they love, being a lover, a friend, a family member, whoever, are the ones that are their dream catcher that keeps the darkness away and makes them dream of them and them. Of them together, which is really cute, and it has this really beautiful message overall. So I thought that it was a nice contrast to have this very dark and sad intro, which gives you with the distorted guitar even this sense of being like dreaming and confusion, and put that together with very soft, sweet vocals. and the melody overall being in itself very sweet as well. I thought it was a really nice mixture of both elements. I'll admit that I'm weak. I couldn't say that it hurt. After pretending to be strong, I'm just a young child. Come to me the moment I got used to the darkness. The stars fell and fell. The light seems to know my heart. It's filling up this place. Flow, flow, flow from me. Flow from me to you. I'm pressing hard so I can see my scar. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to hide. Even if my heart hurts, even alone at dawn, I'll admit it, I'll accept it. I really love the overall message because it's all about admitting when you're not feeling okay and sort of trying to deal with it instead of just piling it up and sort of trying to forget it. It just strikes you right into your heart and it's just so cute. So yeah guys, that was the last track on this mini album. What did you think about the entire mini album? What's your favorite track? Mine is Labyrinth, From Me, and Here We Are. I think those three are really good, especially Labyrinth. But then in terms of message and everything, From Me is really nice, and Here We Are as well. So those are really like my strong 3 picks for this mini album, but overall I think is really nice. Right up next I will be doing Luna's album review, so stay tuned for that. So don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it around if you want, and tell me your opinion down below. Either way guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye!